Hi everyone, my name is Adzi and welcome to this video. Now, today I'm going to be discussing my main issues with Borderlands 3, and I just want to preface this by saying that I have about 20-ish hours in the game as of recording this video, and some of these things could change by the time I finish the game, but they're just the things that stuck out to me so far. So firstly, the menus. They are easily the most annoying part of the game. They are just so fucking slow. I don't understand how Gearbox can get so much right, but ruin the menu so much. Now, I'm not a game developer, but it really can't be that hard to make visually clean and functional menus. The Borderlands series as a whole never had the best menus, but at least they didn't freeze most of the time. And don't even get me started on the fast travel, because that function is just way too complicated for what it is. You have to back out of the map, then click the planet, then click the area of the planet, then click which fast travel station you want to go to. And now this doesn't sound too bad, but when the menus are as slow as they are, it takes so long. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Now, to get into this, I'll talk about the main improvements that the game has made to the series so you can better understand why I feel that parts of the game really get in the way of the fun. The gameplay feels a lot more kinetic and impactful. Each gun is more unique with alternate firing modes and each gun brand feeling more distinct than ever before. Combat feels more fluid, and with the likes of characters as Zane, some builds lend to this more kinetic gameplay style of running and gunning. Now, the game feels amazing while fighting, moving from enemy to enemy, using two action skills at once while blowing people's heads off and getting new loot. However, this is where the problem lies. The game gets in your way a lot in the first 5 hours, which I feel will turn a lot of people off. I am interested in the Borderlands world and story, so the interactions between characters are welcome in my book, but I can't help but noticing the pacing issues. There are 15-minute blocks where there's no combat and only chatter between characters and story exposition. Now again, this doesn't bother me, and I find the story very interesting, and the game is definitely at its strongest when in combat, but I can see it putting a lot of people off. I just can't understand why Gearbox would improve the combat so much but get in the combat's way, with slow walking sections with constant dialogue being spouted by the characters. This problem reminds me of Rage 2, which again had great kinetic combat but was short-lived and broken up with minutes of exploring an empty open world. Now, there are areas like Athena's and Electric City that really get what makes this game great, just completely uninterrupted combat. You are constantly being bombarded by enemies in these areas, which is a lot of fun, especially in co-op when the numbers of enemies are multiplied. This might sound like I'm really down on Borderlands 3 so far, but I am still really enjoying it, but I just want to point out the few hang-ups that I have so far. And now another issue I have with the game is a critique of the open areas of the game. They're missing an essential component of what makes action RPGs fun, and certainly what made the previous Borderlands game addictive. Now, going back to the previous 3 games, each new area had a hub town with NPC quest givers and a bounty board. The loop was, go to Town X, talk to NPCs, get quests from the bounty board, then explore the whole area completing all your quests and seeing all the XP and loot and quest rewards pour in. Now, some people might find this too predictable and boring, but I think there is something very satisfying with turning in every quest at once. I haven't even seen a bounty board in any area so far in the game. The new loop seems to be, get 2 quests at once, one main and one side. Usually on your way to do the quest you might come across another 1 or 2 quests, but all of them have to be turned in different spots, which I think takes away from the satisfaction. Now, this doesn't seem to be as big a problem as I go further through the game. I'm currently in Floodmoor Basin and there are a good few quests in this area, but I think this area has problems of its own, and it seems that the areas are way too big for what's in it. Other than the few side bits like finding claptraps and Typhon de Leon logs, the area feels quite empty, and I really hope that doesn't continue throughout the rest of the game. So it might sound like I'm quite down on Borderlands 3, but I am really enjoying it. I think it improved the gameplay a lot, and the story is very interesting, and so far I had a few impactful moments that really made you think, oh, this is going to be good. So hopefully it will continue that way. It's just these few hang-ups do take away from the experience, and it is kind of hard to say whether or not this is going to be as good as Borderlands 2. I'd put Borderlands 2 in like my top 5 games I've ever played, and I've put hundreds of hours into it. But I have a feeling that this game won't make it up to the level of Borderlands 2, but I really hope it does. But in anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you all on the next video.